Hello and welcome everyone. I was thinking about doing this short review video for quite some time, so eventually I've actually managed to pull myself through and do it. Short story. So the car was bought last year on the end of March. The car has done about 22,000 kilometers roughly. It has almost all the options ticked in it, including LED lights, leather interior, full electronics possible, minus the OnStar because it was not available in my country at the time, and no sunroof, which was also not available at the time. It was one of the first Astras bought in Lithuania. It doesn't have also the hook. But besides that, it has all the possible options you can actually buy in the car. So in this short review I will try to focus on just talking about the owner stuff. I will not do a normal journalistic review or something along those lines. So this will be just my short review as owner, because I'm getting this car changed due to this engine failure. I will discuss this a bit later on, but yeah, so we can start. So I will try to focus on what I like and what I don't like. So first of all, I really like the interior because from the inside, car feels and looks like it's a bit more than upper class it is actually. So steering is very nice. It's a big steering wheel. It's not a small steering wheel. It's a bit big, but it's very grippy, and the leather on it is very nice. It's extremely durable. So my kudos to Opel. What else? What I don't like sitting in this position is this thing, because if you want to change the lower or upper your windows, so basically you have to do it like this. You see how my arm looks like? I look like I'm disabled. It's not a good thing, because normal riding position you would keep your hand in this. Okay, I will only keep my hand in this position only if I'm doing this on my highway. So it's not normal position. Don't do this in city, but still. So if you want to lower your rear windows, it's quite problematic because hand is getting stuck in here. So this is not nice. Other things is the top innovation trim, or I don't know what's in your country, or dynamics trim I guess also, has this very nice shiny plastic. It's nice, right? Problem with it is that it's extremely easy to scratch. So I've coated it with numerous times with various nano coats and whatever, so it still easily scratches with them. Due to this reason, I have also not removed this film which came from the dealership. They had to remove it actually, but they probably forgot, so so too bad for them. Okay, so moving on. Everything feels nice in this car actually. It feels a bit upper class. For example, if you shut the door, it really it looks and feels and sounds heavy. It's like normal. Okay, let's say not normal, like a upper class car. The back space is nice, as you can see. Actually, nobody has ever sit in here. Maybe 2 times or 3 times, but the back space is also nice. What I don't like in here is that it's very easy to scratch these parts. So people put films on it. I've tried putting film on it. It did not work so well, so I've just passed on it. Whatever, I'm giving this car back, so it's not a big problem. AGR seats are very nice. If you're thinking about going with default seats or these ones, choose these, because these are the way to go. They just feel better. You can fit actually. I'm 191, so I'm fitting in them quite well. It's kind of a comfortable ride, but if you choose the standard seats, I will not fit in there. Even my friends who are about 180, 190, they do not fit in them so well because they are shorter and there's no adjustment in it. About those seats, if you're going with top trim and you want to choose something else, avoid the massage function. It's really useless, and all it does, it has this free bubble sacks, air sacs in here, like 1, 2, 3, and all it does is just inflates one, then deflates other two, and it moves like this. It's not very effective. It does not do too much, and the problem with it is that there's somewhere in the seat air filter which filters the air which is going into the seat, and it gets clogged quite easily. So I have to fix it myself because my local dealership just does not do anything. It just uses the tactic head in the sand and that's it. So maybe if you have normal Opel service or Vauxhall service in your country, you can have better service in here. I don't, so you know. Moving on. What I like in the back is it's spacious, it's nice. It tends to accumulate dirt in here, so you have to use some caution when washing the car. What I don't like actually is the bodywork, the quality of the bodywork. Because for example, you have such small nibbles, I don't know how well you can see, but see in here. So the bodywork of the car is full of these. These are from the assembly line. Probably it was done by the robots, by something else, but I've seen a lot of Astras with such stuff everywhere. For example, if you would open this, by the way, opening it is quite difficult, but it's manageable. So you can see another one. See? There's a point in there. It's not done by me, it's default and is present in all the cars that Opel does. So be aware of it. You don't need to complain. I did. I had no results whatsoever. Also, one point as an owner, this car has very bad shape of the underbody. That means that all the rocks, everything that your car or your just tires pick up, they fly directly into your paintwork. So I would highly advise you get some skirts, or I don't know, just mud flaps or whatever you can get in there. So when choosing your car, please buy those. I did not, so if I would wash it now, you could see some white spots in here. So other thing is that red paint, especially new water-based paint, is quite prone to chipping. So the car has several chips somewhere. I don't know how well you can see, but yeah, it does. And yes, it is also coated with nano coats, so the color of it is generally more shiny than you would get, but it's quite nice. It's quite nice, I have to say. So let's get back to interior. Oh, we can still be here. For example, what I really like is the sturdiness or firmness of the body panels, because they are quite a nice thickness. They're not thick, by the way, they just have this feeling of thickness because they have a lot of curves, and those curves are helping in reducing the body flex of it. So that thing is quite nice. Okay, back to interior. What I don't like is lane keep assist, because it works maybe 70% of the time, maybe 80%, but it does not work all the time. Other thing with it is, for example, that it sometimes mixes stuff. So for example, if you're going on a highway and in your country you have, in some countries they have like those middle white lines, they change from time to time in thickness and sometimes even the color. So the car just thinks that okay, this line is done and that's it, even though it's just like the thickness is maybe reduced by ½ centimeter or something like that. So keep aware of it. It's not a big issue, but it's not autonomous driving whatsoever. Okay, so regarding more issues, the car has 1.4 liter turbo petrol, 150 horsepower, so it's kind of a nice engine. It can be a nice engine, but most of these engines have problems with stuttering, rough idle, black smoke during acceleration, and they tend to accumulate a lot of carbon deposits on their injectors. So it's a common problem with this engine. As I'm aware, none of other engines have it, but please be aware. Also, if you are a current Astra owner, there was a service issue where they changed the oil of the car. They went from Dexos 2 to Dexos 1 Generation 2 standard. So please be aware, if you still have the old engine and old oil in it, please get it changed. It will cost you, but it will prevent the detonation of the engine, because, for example, my car is getting changed because my engine developed a very bad pre-ignition problem. That means that the mixture of fuel, oil, and whatever else is in there, it just detonates before it actually gets the spark. So yeah, so that's a bad thing. Other thing is those parking sensors. I would highly advise going against them. Just basically turn them off, because they usually tend to pick up some stuff which is not actually there. They're very prone to some minor dust and so on, so they tend to pick up unneeded stuff. So you will have emergency lights going on and off and over the time. So I guess these were the main points. The car actually is kind of reliable. I would not... This car, yes, this car is not reliable. I would not drive it anywhere more than few hundred kilometers away from civilization because of engine problems, of electronic problems, and so on. But eventually I have driven older Opels, and this is a way big, super big step up. The plastic feels better, everything feels kind of nice, but it's always the feeling that it's still not there. There's a lot of quality issues with electronics. I had ECUs changed, I had reprogrammed everything, even the cluster, and so on and so forth, because seat massage function was gone, stop and start was gone, this thing was defaulted, electronic seats were have stopped working, pre-collision stopped working, autopilot stopped. Basically I had a lot of problems, but I think most of them were due to the fact that this car was one of the first ones sold. So maybe you are more lucky, but all in all, eventually I would rate this car maybe a strong 6. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's good, I'm just saying it's a well-placed car, and it's worth its money. Let's say like this, especially if you are lucky to have OnStar. That thing is fantastic. So thank you for watching, and I will make a new video with my new Opel, which they are claiming to give me in a few weeks. Yay! Okay, so bye!